Before using CPRS, users need to understand the security codes needed to access and work in the application. Objectives for this lesson are to learn to sign into CPRS using access and verify codes as well as the PIV card. Locate the CPRS and Vista applications through the VA Shortcuts icon. Create an electronic signature code and signature block. All VA staff are responsible for following established policies and procedures to protect veterans' health information. CPRS users are required to take privacy and information security training prior to accessing VA computer systems. Users are issued a personal identity verification card, also known as a PIV card, which is required to access VA computer systems. PIV cards contain a special chip with information to authenticate the user's identity using a 6-digit PIN number. To access CPRS, double-click the gold VA Star Shortcuts icon on the desktop. This will open the Facility Network Drive. From there, double-click the CPRS chart application. Access and verify codes are needed to log in to the CPRS application. The access code is issued during orientation and cannot be edited. The second code needed to log into CPRS is the verify code. A temporary verify code is initially issued, which then needs to be changed upon the user's first login to CPRS. The new verify code should be a strong password containing at least 8 characters including uppercase letters, lowercase letters, numbers, and special characters such as the pound sign, an ampersand, or an asterisk. Users are prompted to update their verification code in Vista every 90 days. Users can change the verify code at any time by clicking the Change Verify Code box below the Verify Code field. If users forget any codes, follow facility processes for technical assistance, or if assistance is needed with resetting the verify code, contact the Enterprise Service Desk at 855-673-4357. Access and verify codes must be linked to the PIV card. Until the Vista account is linked to the PIV card, users must use access and verify codes. The final code needed is the electronic signature code, which is used to sign notes and orders in CPRS. The electronic signature code and signature block are set up in an application called Vista. To set up an electronic signature code, double-click the gold VA Star Shortcuts icon on the desktop. This will open the Facility Network Drive. From there, double-click the Vista application. For linked PIV cards, Vista will populate the access and verify code. For unlinked PIV cards, users will need to type in the access and verify codes. Do not create a shortcut for CPRS or Vista. IT updates the links on a regular basis, and your shortcut link could become broken. Always access these applications through the gold VA Shortcuts icon. Note: the mouse will not work in Vista. To advance through the prompts, users will need to press the Enter key on the keyboard. Electronic signature codes must be 6 to 20 characters in length with no control characters and no lowercase letters. Quick tip: users may make it easy to remember by using the same code used for your PIV for your electronic signature code. After logging into Vista, the screen will display your primary menu. To set up an electronic signature code, follow these steps. At the prompt, type TBOS and press Enter to access the user's toolbox menu. Then, type the first few letters of the option name, in this case, ELE for Electronic Signature Code Edit, then press Enter. Enter information in the requested fields and press Enter after each prompt. The option will first prompt for your initials. Your initials will already be present. At signature block printed name, retype your name, including your professional credentials. At signature block title, type your job title. At office phone, voice pager, and digital pager, Be sure to include your phone and pager numbers if you know them. Finally, you will be prompted to create your electronic signature code. Toggle on the caps lock key. Note: caps lock must be on while creating the electronic signature code. The cursor will not move across the screen while entering your code. Enter your code and press enter. At the prompt, re-enter your electronic signature code and press enter. For security reasons, your typing will not show on the screen. Remember to press enter to advance to the next prompt. Once done, to end the Vista session, type the word HALT and press enter. Next, go to File menu on the upper left corner and click Exit. We have now reached the end of our lesson. To summarize, you learned how to locate the CPRS and Vista applications through the VA Shortcuts icon. Sign into CPRS using Access and Verify codes and the PIV card. Create an electronic signature code and signature block. Notifications are messages that provide information or prompt users to act on a clinical event. Clinical events, such as a critical lab value or a change in orders, trigger a notification to be sent to all recipients identified in the specific CPRS package, such as lab, pharmacy, or radiology. Objectives for this lesson are to learn to select a patient, select patient list display options, restricted record warning and combat veteran pop-up, define Category 1 and Category 2 patient record flags, view, sort in-process notifications from the patient selection box, identify notification types, change the display of process notifications by date range and/or the max number of alerts, and forward, renew, and defer notifications. When opening CPRS, users will be taken to the patient selection screen. By default, all patients enrolled at the facility will be visible on the initial patient selection screen. To select a patient, do one of the following. Type the patient's full Social Security number with or without dashes. Type the patient's last name or the entire name, for example, CPRS patient, 1. Type the first letter of the patient's last name and the last 4 digits of the patient's Social Security number. To make it easier to locate specific patients, CPRS enables users to set a default patient list. This is the list that appears when launching CPRS. Users can display patients by providers, team or personal, specialties, clinics, wards, PCMM, or all by selecting the radio button to the left of the category. As a demonstration of this patient list, select Providers. Note, the listed providers will be specific to your facility. CPRS displays the patient list into 2 sections. The names above the line reflect the selected patient list category, and the names below the line reflect all the patients enrolled at the facility. To save the patient list as your default list, click Save Settings. Selecting a patient name displays demographic information shown to the right. The information includes the patient's Social Security number and date of birth, which is used for patient confirmation. Other patient demographic information may include service connection status. For example, veterans may have injuries or conditions that occurred during their military service. Because of a service-connected injury or condition, the veteran may be eligible for special programs, monetary compensation, or pensions, and may be exempt from co-payments for visits and prescriptions. In some cases, a patient record is marked sensitive. When selecting the patient's name, the Social Security number and date of birth are not visible. If a user precedes this patient, a warning box appears. Users should never enter a patient's record unless there is a work-related reason to do so. all access to sensitive records is tracked. If a veteran served in combat, their health record might be flagged with a combat veteran flag for a specific time frame after being discharged from military service. A combat veteran may be eligible for special programs and may be exempt from co-payments for visits and prescriptions. Patient Record Flags, PRF, are advisories that authorized users place on a patient's chart to improve employee safety and the efficient delivery of healthcare. Each advisory or flag includes a narrative that describes the reason for the flag and may include some suggested actions for users to take when they encounter the patient. Other information displayed to the user includes the flag type, flag category. After a user selects a patient with an active flag assignment, a dialog box containing all flags for the patient will be displayed. Users can review the flags or close the box. Patient record flags are divided into types: Category 1 National and Category 2 Local. Category 1 patient record flags are the most critical and are transmitted to all facilities, ensuring that these flags are universally available. CPRS has two Category 1 patient record flags: a behavioral flag for violent or potentially violent patients and a high risk for suicide flag. The Office of Information created the behavioral flag to help VHA properly protect its employees and maintain a safe environment for healthcare. They also now contain information regarding disruptive behavior reporting system cases for the patient DBRS number and other DBRS data. The high risk for suicide flag aims to identify patients who might be at higher risk of taking their own lives. The Office of Information defines and distributes Category 1 flags through national patches, and the definition of the flag cannot be edited by local sites. Category 2 patient record flags are local only, belonging only to the site that created them. They are not shared between sites. Category 2 flags provide important patient information to healthcare providers, such as fall risk or infectious disease. Each flag will have a signed note linked to the flag that contains detailed information. Users can see this at the bottom of the window. By clicking on the linked note, a window will display the contents of the note. CPRS notifications are electronic messages that alert the users to important information needed to manage the care for our veterans. Notifications can alert a provider to labs and imaging results, order-specific notifications, completion of consultations, and various other information. Clinical notifications are displayed on the bottom of the patient selection screen when users log in to CPRS. Only notifications for your patients or notifications that have been forwarded to you are shown. The notifications heading on the patient selection window contains the following columns and headers: Info, Patient, Location, Urgency, alert date and time, Message, forwarded by when and ordering provider. Pending notifications will be the default display. Selecting the Process tab allows users to view notifications they have processed. The Process tab allows users to set the date range and maximum processed alerts to display. There are many types of notifications a CPRS user can receive. Note, some types of notifications must be processed in Vista. Action notifications will direct users to the patient's chart where the action is to be taken. Users can select the notification for CPRS to display the appropriate tab to complete the action. This may be to view a lab result, sign orders or notes, respond to system for mammogram resulting tracking, smart notifications, etc. When users process a smart notification, they are directed to a progress note title containing a reminder dialog to complete. Action or informational alerts from the notifications window may bring the user into the chart to follow the link to the information to be reviewed. Action notifications require an action be completed before they are resolved, such as signing of orders, signing of unsigned notes, or co-signing of other records. Whereas, informational notifications may be removed directly from the notification window or will disappear once processed. The listing on the patient selection screen shows all notifications for the provider and is called the provider-centric listing. Patient-centric listings are reached by selecting File, then View Patient's Notifications. The main difference is that all notifications listed in this dialog relate to the current patient only. Patient-centric notifications only display notifications for the selected patient. CPRS enables users to sort notifications by column heading. Information alerts are preceded with an I. Patient name, alphabetical or reverse alphabetical. Location, patient location, if known, alphabetical or reverse alphabetical. Urgency, valued high, moderate, or low. Alert date and time. Date and time the alert was triggered, newest to oldest or oldest to newest. Message, alert message, alphabetical or reverse alphabetical. Forwarded by and when, sorts alerts alphabetically and then by forwarded time. When the user exits CPRS or changes patients, CPRS retains the sorting preferences for the next patient record. By default, CPRS sorts in ascending alphabetical order A to Z except for the date and time column, which sorts by most recent to oldest. It is important to process informational notifications first. Select the Info column to sort all with an I in the column together. Review the notifications that have an I. Then select the Process Info button at the bottom of the screen. Remember, the notifications will disappear once users select the Process Info button. Users have the option to process one notification at a time by selecting the notification, then selecting the Process button at the bottom of the screen. Users can process all notifications at once by selecting the Process All button at the bottom of the screen. If users don't have time to process all the notifications after selecting Process All, select File, then New Patient for a prompt to stop processing notifications. Select Yes, and any unprocessed notifications will revert to the user's notification inbox on the patient selection list. Users can also process a group of notifications. To do this, select the first notification in the group, hold down the Shift key, and select the last notification to be processed. This will select all the notifications between the two selected. Users can also hold down the Control key and select the notifications one at a time in any order. Once the notifications are highlighted, select the Process button at the bottom of the screen and only the highlighted notifications will be processed. Selecting File from within a chart displays notifications for the present patient. When the notification is processed from this screen, the notification will clear from the notifications list in the Patient List window. When processing notifications, the Next button displays at the bottom right corner of the screen. Right-clicking the Next button prompts the options to continue, forward, or renew. The Remove button allows users to remove a notification without processing it. Note: a facility can limit which notifications can be removed without processing. If the facility does not allow removal for a particular notification, CPRS displays a window that states, "This alert cannot be removed. Select OK." Users will have to process the notification to remove it. Renewing notifications is useful when a user is processing a view alert, such as an abnormal lab result, and decides that the alert should not go away after the user views it. In this case, the user can renew the alert, and it will still be there the next time the user logs in to CPRS. Forwarding notifications enables users to send an alert to someone else at the site. Note: the forwarded notification will not clear from the original notification list until a receiving user addresses it. Highlight the Notifications Forward and click Forward. In the field labeled Select or Enter Name, type the first few letters of the person's last name. Find the person's name in the list and select it to add it to the list of recipients. Repeat the above steps until all intended recipients are listed under currently selected recipients. Type a comment if needed. Comment length is limited to 180 characters including spaces. Select OK. Repeat the above steps as necessary for additional notifications you want to forward. Deferring notifications enables a user to defer a notification for a period of time, from 5 minutes to 14 days. Deferring will remove the notification from the display for the designated period of time, after which it will display again. Users can defer notifications as many times as they choose until the system removes them. In this lesson, you learned how to select a patient, select patient list display options, observe restricted record warning and combat veteran pop-up, define Category 1 and Category 2 patient record flags, view, sort and process notifications from the patient selection box, identify notification types, change the display of processed notifications by date range and/or the max number of alerts, and forward, renew, and defer notifications.